Hey guys, we're back. I think it's which one is the 19th episode of the Post Fight Podcast? Maybe 18th. I don't know. We'll get that.
I thought it was 18th. I think it is. I'm not sure though.
18th. Okay. New tradition on the show. Anytime a Persian or a mountain fighter wins, like from the Caucasus, because it's my, as I've established, maintains my dad's heritage, the papaka is coming on. It's not just a quick education for you guys. It's not just a Dagestani thing. Papaka is a word that exists in Armenian, Azerbaijani, Georgian. You can find it. It's even in Iran. They wear them. This is the kind that's worn in the northern Caucasus, like Ingushetia, Chechnya, Dagestan, places like that. The darker ones are worn in the east side of the Lesser Caucasus, or west side of Lesser Caucasus. So, like Georgia, like when the one that Merab Dawalish really walks out with. And then a variety of them are worn in different cities in Iran, like Gafgaz, which is a part of a little place named Azerbaijan in the northwest of Iran, and places like that. And my dad has that heritage from Armenia, which is Caucasus, and Iran. So that's why I wear it. I'm not appropriating the culture. I am a Khabib fan, but
why do they wear them though? Is it for warmth or what?
Yeah. So in these parts of these are all mountainous ranges, right? So it starts off in these mountain areas where when you go up really high in elevation, it just gets really cold. And the shepherds there would skin the sheep and put these hats on. Then when Russia came into, and through natural commerce and like that, it spread southward and southwestward toward different parts of Iran where they adopted and wore them as a part of the climate, but also it became a cultural thing, like a symbol of masculinity and stuff. So even in more level terrain, and when it wasn't cold, they would wear them because it became a part of the culture. And then when Russia invaded, it became, I think they're called Cossacks or something. It became a part of a military uniform of a certain regiment there, and that's why places like Kazakhstan and former Soviet territories have similar things like this. And you see people in Iran, some cities wear these. So yeah, that's why. I'm not appropriating the culture. I wouldn't. It's like almost like wearing a Native American shit. Like, I'm not Native American. I'm not gonna fucking put the feathers on. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do it. But yeah, Badil Dariush won, and Timur Valiev won. I'm proud of that. So we're gonna put on the papaka today for this episode. Thank you guys for listening to my little spiel, and thank you, Trayvon, for sitting through it as well.
No, it's fine. I had questions. I wanted to know. Mm-hmm. Watching the Super Bowl too, you guys on the side. It's about to end. It's Super Bowl Sunday for us, for you guys in the I guess the future.
Future.
It's not Super Bowl Sunday for y'all. Yeah.
In any case, we can hop straight into the fights. I wrote down notes on. Honestly, I liked Odi Osborne versus Jerome Rivera. It was a short fight, but do you want to start bottom
pretty
up?
Cool.
We can. I think we should go bottom up because, to be honest with you, it got less interesting as it went up.
No, yeah, and then since there's, to be honest with you, man, that as in the big picture, so little to talk about.
Yeah.
I've watched every fight except for 2 or 3. So I just at least have something little to say about each, and we need to just have something to say because all the good fights either didn't do much or have enough time, or you know what I mean. But no, yeah. So, I think I remember hearing that Odi Osborne is a teacher or something like that, or he worked at a school. So it's kind of cool seeing him win. But no, I really like how he rode the kick and then just hit him in the face really hard.
I was about to
That's
say
pretty cool. You know what I mean? I like that.
I think this was what I was going to ask you. This was my observation. He rolled, like you said, he rolled with the kick, but that caused it to kind of linger up there for a little longer, and threw the other fucker out of, what's his name, Jerome Rivera, out of position, and then he was just in perfect line for the left shoe. Now, was the fact that the kick stayed up on the shoulder for too long because of the movement of Osborne, or did he just leave it there for too long, or did it just get stuck?
Oh, okay, I had to watch it again, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the movement, because it travels, then it stops, and then it just catches.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. Have to be really, okay, I mean, if you're a good kick, you'll pull it back, you know how to pull it back.
Yeah.
But even still, the angle was kind of weird. It was just kind of a weird little thing. And then obviously, him being on one leg and hitting the face really hard by a big puncher is not good. But yeah, so the rolling of the kick did tie it onto his shoulder a little bit, because sometimes even if you kick somebody in the head, boom, and they shrug, your leg can just get caught a little bit
for a second. Yeah, it looked like he extended the time that what's his face was out of position, on one leg, just enough to land the left straight, which I thought was just
no. Yes, cool. Kicks are kind of easy to get caught up, if you're kicking high, especially if you're kicking high, obviously. They'll get trapped on the shoulder or something. or like you see your like robot kicks get hit, and then like the leg will get caught on their shoulder.
On the neck
You
area.
gotta like pull it back.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like guys will
It just makes
fall.
things like real janky and difficult.
That was an example of how throwing a kick can go wrong.
Very, very, very wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to point out because it's random. I remember seeing I forget the guy's names, man. Okay, no, I think the guy that got knocked out, his name was I think Carlo Pederzoli or something like that. He was some black guy, whatever. And he threw a head kick, and like the guy like hit him as he ducked it. I don't know, that just really like stuck out to me as like a weird exchange with the kick. It was just really weird. Like it didn't. I mean, it looks cool, but it doesn't look as cool as you would think it would look. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Not like it wasn't like it was just like
yeah.
Boom, you know what I mean? It was kind of weird.
It's kind of janky. Like it kind of like fell together.
But it looked pretty cool.
I got you. Well, we're gonna move on then to the fight I mentioned the guy Timur Valiev versus Martin Day. So good news for your long discussion of Julio Arce last week. Valiev called Arce out. It looks like they might be making that fight. So it wasn't it wasn't put to waste.
Mm-hmm. I will say, okay, yeah, but this is my first time seeing Timur.
Yeah, you have more information.
Like I said, Armand he actually gave me a really good read of who he is. So as I was watching, I was enjoying it. No, like I don't want to steal Armand's shine because he has like specific things he wants to talk about. So I just do a big broad thing.
Sure.
No, Timur looked really good. My first time seeing him. Good striker, very good grappler. I love what I see with his grappling. He's one of the few guys that like actively tries to pass guard, which is something I like to see. I love when MMA guys try to pass the guard.
And do a good job of it. They don't just like step over.
Yes, exactly. And again, like Martin Day, he's just not that good. So I knew he was I didn't feel comfortable with him. I will say if they fight, I probably still might. I'm pretty sure I'll pick Dan Ige. Dan Ige is very good.
Julio Arce, brother. You keep saying Dan Ige.
yeah. Wait, no. Who did he called out Julio Arce or Dan Ige? Who did he call out?
Julio Arce. He called out the original opponent.
Okay. Dude, again, they're the same person, man. It is hilarious, man. But Julio Arce, yes. I'm still not sure he'll beat Julio Arce, but I do want to see the fight now, very much so. Yeah. Timur's good, man. Like I like what I see as a fighter. He's a good fighter.
Agreed.
He look like he'll be a guy who'll stick around for a good little bit. And then Armand has a lot to say about this one. That's one of his boys. One of his boys.
Even my read on him was a little off because I had seen some of his his lower league fights, and he was like able to grapple there and would shoot for takedown. But it seemed like more of an opportunistic takedown initiator and someone who was skilled on the ground once it got there, but that he was more of a striker. That was my read of him. I hadn't done an extensive amount of research on him, and most of my knowledge came from watching him train and watching the documentary he was in from BT Sport and so forth. And then his fight against Trevin Martin, he was doing well in the striking. He kept it as a striking battle for round one, won that round. I think on all of his scorecards. Was looking like more of the same in round two, and then just got caught. So my read on him was not one that included a great investment in his grappling, or great faith in his grappling ability. I thought he looked like someone who, once he got you down, was competent with top control, but like was more like an Islam Makhachev with guard passing, or someone like of that, or like a Rustam Khabilov. You know, they get you down, but they don't have the best top control. Timur Valiev demonstrated to me actually a very good understanding of like modern jiu-jitsu transitions, or more, let's call them advanced jiu-jitsu transitions for someone from that region, especially because the type of grappling they tend to do. This includes Khabib, by the way, is so interdisciplinary, right? Like Khabib will pass guard and he'll use like really beautiful knee slices, but you rarely see him backstepping and doing things that you'll see more in a Marcelo Garcia grappling match. You know, you'll see him slice through a guard and grab the far wrist and anchor you in different positions. It's very unique to him. Like he'll anchor you using half guard and then like a cross wrist ride. You know, so it's not just pure jiu-jitsu. Timur Valiev did a fantastic job of utilizing some very good pure jiu-jitsu positions, and I have a series of notes. There was a couple things I just kind of want to touch up on it. Some interesting things in round one, toward the end, when or maybe I think right after he got the takedown, he caught a kick, he pulled it across his body and just ran him down. He was almost past Martin Day's half butterfly guard, and the thing I actually liked and that I observed about Martin Day's half butterfly guard was like, this is a little detail you can do. Half butterfly guard is when, so there's half guard. Let's say there's someone leg here, right? And you put it in half guard, right? Like you have it locked up. Half butterfly, and Trayvon likes his half butterfly guard, so he'll definitely know.
I freaking love it. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my goodness, I love that.
So you can, when you have a half guard, basically like your knee pits, like the bottom of your knee is pointed down, so you're like this, right? And with half butterfly, you have one of these, and then the other knee is like the instep is extended under, so you can elevate. Okay, what a good idea is sometimes to do, because it just gives it makes it harder to pass under, because there's not an arc facing down toward the ground, is to actually laterally incline the leg that's over the opponent's leg, right? Which is what Martin Day was doing. So you kind of like a flat, hit a flat foot on top, and the other the butterfly hook was like regular. That actually made it a little difficult for Timur Valiev to slide out, because there wasn't as much space, right? Like the arc of his knee was horizontally inclined. So that was an interesting detail I noticed. But Timur Valiev actually would like realize that if he did that, he might get if he passed all the way to the other side, he might get extended by the butterfly hook that Day kept in. So he put himself back in half butterfly and kept landing ground and pound. And then at 24 seconds of round 2, this was the coolest part of the fight for me. He was stuck in his half guard. He had Day like on his right hip. He was passing to Timur was passing to his left side, to Day's right. So Day's on his side like this. I'm gonna put footage up. He's passing. He can't quite slice the knee, and it looks like if he goes for a knee slice, he'll extend his base too far away from Day's hip, so Day might be able to work his scramble in that space. So what he does is he backsteps around toward the rear end of Day's knees, gets Day to try and adjust, and use that to slide into Mao. It was one of the coolest things. It's actually something Marcelo Garcia would do a lot from that position, was backstep out of half guard and use it to get you to switch your base, or switch your hips, and then recommit to the same side. I love backstepping out of half guard, and especially when you're overcommitting to a knee slice. And yeah, go ahead.
When he first backstepped, I really assumed he was gonna. I really assumed he was gonna like go for a knee bar, or at least like an inside Senkaku position. I thought he was gonna transition to that or something. Like when I first saw it, and I was like, "Oh God, that's so cool!" You know what I mean? But then he just passed the guard. That's so weak and lame. But no, like
it's high level to do that. You don't see that very often in MMA.
No, yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So and basically, that type of thing was that his hip mobility was good. He was really good at like passing to either side, right? This is what annoys me so much about top players who try to pass the guard or hold people down in MMA. In like side control, they always get like scrambled up on, because they don't like have a good body lock, a good underhook, or a good crossface. Timur Valiev actually had a really strong crossface, and every time Martin Day would shrimp into him, he would use that as an opportunity to like re-ground him or re-anchor himself into half guard. So yeah, really just great work all around from Valiev. I think now that I know that he's capable of that, I have higher hopes for him in the division. He looks like he'll be like middle of the top 10 for maybe like top 7, top 9 for a while once he gets in there. Yeah. So I love my grappling in MMA, so that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see. So congrats, Morvaliev. But that was the end of my my spiel on that. So the next fight, I don't know if you want to talk about it. Justin James versus Devontae Smith. That was a good fight. That was
a pretty reasonable fight as well. Devontae Smith just kind of beat the hell out of Justin James as the fight went on. Justin James was just outmatched. He blew his eyes straight the hell up, man. Oh my goodness, man.
You know what I loved about that? When Justin James had his back, he saw that the eye was blowing up. He starts like fucking palming that shit from his back.
Dude, yes, man. I know that, and I know like that's pretty rough, man, because he's hitting it like with his like the bones on his hand, just smacking. Because his eye was already pretty bad before he started doing that. But like after he did it, like you couldn't fight no more. And like as soon as he stood up and they called the action, I was like, oh yeah, man,
they got this fight. There's someone that eye's about to fucking lay an egg. That thing was fucking huge. But you know what I really like? So there's like cool stuff that happened in this fight to me. You know how Robert Whittaker will do the thing where he'll kind of shoulder feint and then he'll pump 2 jabs and switch this way. He'll do that to like burst into range against people. I noticed shades of that against Justin James, like with his left jab. He was trying to do that to get into range because he couldn't quite get past the jab and like the length of Devontae Smith, and it reminded me a bit of like a really lower level Adesanya versus Whittaker, right? Because
that's kind of funny
because he's trying to pump the jab, and I was thinking to myself, he didn't get to throw the. He would double up on the jab and then throw the hard overhand right, and then Adesanya would lean out of the way of it and then circle around to that side. Now James didn't get to that point because Devontae Smith was either backing up too far or backing up at an angle to where throwing the right hand they wouldn't be there for it. But I was thinking if he finished with a leg kick at the end of those combinations, he could have got like stifled the mobility over time. And that's the exact same thought I had against Adesanya. Was Adesanya keeps leaning far and circling out to the like away from or like he'll circle past the overhand right, if he finishes combinations with a kick on the trailing leg as Adesanya was circling, it would have been nice. So it just reminded me of that because he was still pumping up on the, like double pumping like the jab, and then if he had finished with the leg kick on the same side, it would have done something. It would have done something for him. But I was noticing because when you got someone backing up, their legs are always going to be there to be hit because that's
that or the body as well.
The body, yeah, anything beneath the neck, like especially if they're leaning when they back up.
Like guys attack the body too little, like not even as like attrition or like as setup shots. Like just work that level change to get different reactions. Like if you jab to the body, you don't even have to hit hard. I mean, it does help if you do, but like you're just creating another layer of something. You just have something out there just so that like.
Yeah.
It really annoys me. Okay, it really annoys me when people when Joe Rogan or them would be like, he got the takedown, so it adds another threat. But it is true, you know what I mean? Like, I get annoyed because they say it. I think without thinking of, they just think like just in a vacuum, it's just like, but no, it adds another threat for you to build off of.
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of throwing those overhands, he actually landed like one that kind of hurt Devontae.
Yeah.
Instead of throwing the overhands, do like the Matt Serra thing and work it to the body. You know what I mean?
Yes, he caught GSP like that because he then came up over the top.
Yeah, and then now you're working something attritional. Now you're working a safer strike because you don't have to lean so far heavy against a guy who's like 27 inches longer than you.
Yeah.
You can just work to the body, boom, stay in your stance, boom, land, boom. And then when he starts like hunching or defending that or trying to counter that, he's going to be in range for you to do things off of that. You know what I mean? It's not like working the body also isn't just for its own sake. Like working the body isn't just like, okay, like I'm hitting the body, I'm working attritional damage. That's great. That's freaking awesome. You know what I mean? Like that's what you want to have. But like he just was fighting like a long ass battle, like literal like too much. He was fighting through too much length, trying to like bridge it in a non-smart way.
I agree. I mean, he was trying some things like he was trying to like shift into a hard overhand left, and one thing that he did, like you mentioned, come the overhand right. He was catching him over the top of the jab. I think it's called a cross counter, right? Like he was trying to catch him over the top. Counter. Yeah. The one that worked for him was when he came down on the top of Devontae's head as he threw a body jab. But you know what I think was interesting? This kind of diverts from the topic of him not working because we just, you're right. He didn't work. He did not cover the distance well. He didn't work against the length well. But Jack Slack talked about this a lot. Like people should be getting to the point where they, once their leg has been picked up, they're comfortable enough to strike. Right? It wasn't pretty. My favorite part of this fight.
Yeah, he did kind of spaz. Like
he did, but he hurt him when his leg was picked up in a single, and it's because he has the power to spat. Like he was strong enough, and I think to just hammer fist and like James was on queer street.
He did hurt him. He did hurt him.
And I was like, that instinct is good because if you can put together elbows, like if someone has your leg, just quickly elbow and then work a wizard or something like that. These are good moves, and it'll make people hesitate to pick it up. You shouldn't just hop up and down from that position anymore. So it's cool to see that someone thought to do that, and the lateral drop that he hit to get him there was cool too. James put his leg in between Devontae's legs, and I think
James had a really bad positioning. Like he had no pressure against the cage.
Yeah,
he just had pressure like laterally.
Yeah,
and it allowed him to get thrown back laterally. You know what I mean? But like, that was really bad pressure against James. He wasn't driving into him really at all.
It's the same concept when like someone tries to hip toss you. Like the more they put the leg, but they don't actually have weight on you. They just pick their leg up and you can just turn. You can put them on their butt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anything else to say about that fight?
Cool. That's about that. No, yeah. Other than the eye, that was pretty bad. Like that's one of the worst eyes I've seen in a bit.
Oh yeah, horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. His eye was really swollen, really, really swollen.
It looked like someone pushed air into it. It was like an air compressor.
Like somebody got a pump and just for real.
What's next?
Okay, I did not see the light heavyweight fight.
I skipped. Yeah. I didn't skip it. But I didn't take notes on it. It was good. Danilo, somebody picking up the single leg, getting him down. I mean, just overall good work. I mean, he it reminded me a bit of like a like the style of takedowns is the same that Glover Teixeira will do.
Okay, I like Glover.
Yeah, he's good. It was a good fight. I feel bad for Rodriguez because Rodriguez won against the redhead guy. I forgot his name in his last.
Ed
fight.
Herman.
Yeah, I kept wanting to call him Herman.
Oh
Cain,
yeah, I forgot. Yes, exactly.
I want to say Herman Cain, the Godfather Pizza guy, but that was the Republican guy who died. But that sucked. Cause if y'all don't know, Herman Cain, God bless. Ed Herman was losing. He got kneed in the body. He fell down. He like doubled over on his knees, like all fours. The ref thought it was a groin shot. The replay clearly revealed that it was just a body shot, and it should have been a TKO. Then Ed Herman pulls off a Kimura from the bottom that he then like sweeps him with and get. Come on, man. I mean, this guy just can't catch a break, But yeah. Yeah, so we can then move on to.
Let's get to the real main event of the evening. Beneil versus CDF. That fight was freaking fire, man. I mean, it was okay on the feet. It was a little sloppy, it was a little janky at times. But again, the grappling exchange was really good. Again, I know Armand has a lot to say about this fight, so I'll go first. Just let him have.
Yeah, but you take the floor too, man. We've got plenty of time.
Okay, no, yeah. I really, really, really didn't like Carlos Diego's Ferreira's response to getting pressured throughout the whole fight. Yeah. It was very gallopy and literally running away at times. He wanted to get his space. Like I said, I thought Carlos Diego Ferreira was going to be down to pressure, and he did in the beginning, but he started getting pieced up. Yeah, and that did not help. And then also Beneil, whenever things started to get a little bit rough, he could wrestle a lot more comfortably against Diego. Diego takedown defense is not very structured. He doesn't fight prioritize the correct things. He'll try to do cool things or submit or roll through or do little moves, but he won't stuff the head or fight the hips, turn a hard or wizard, things like that. To get himself back in a good position. Yeah. In the first exchange, he was against the cage. And he went for an admittedly really cool omoplata attempt, but that's not going to you're not gonna against the cage too, man. You're not gonna I don't know how you're supposed to finish that. You know what I mean?
You're not gonna discourage Beneil from.
Yes, yeah. I don't know how you're supposed to finish an omoplata attempt, a flying omoplata attempt against the cage.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have no room to extend or even you have no room to do anything really. But Diego's bottom work was super. Both of their bottom work was super good. Whenever both of them got on the ground, I love the leg lock entries to get into stand ups. I love to see that. The fight was very fun to watch grappling. Again, I love to watch high level grappling fights, man. It's too little of those in MMA.
100%.
But no, the main thing, man, just like the first fight, Carlos Diego Ferreira had no control of any of the exchanges most of the time. Before the fight, I thought Carlos Diego Ferreira was going to be able to put shots on him and kind of hurt him. And I mean, technically, he kind of did a few times, but nothing consistent enough to actually turn the tide. Even when Beneil was tired at the end of the fight,
and most of
the fight, but especially at the end, Carlos couldn't really mount any offense. He couldn't really get anything going. The split to me was really bad. I didn't really see I can't really give a scorecard to it.
We need to ramble about Jared Millau and how he was the problem in this.
We'll talk about him.
That was a damn disrespect. That was horrible. How do you look? Can I interject really quickly?
You're good. Yeah.
How on earth, even my casual friends watching that fight were like, okay, so this guy with the hairy guy won against the South American guy.
That's the hairy guy. I'm crying. That's funny.
Yeah. You know what you're.
Put some respect on the boy Benny's name, man.
Right? Yes, they want. I don't know. I don't understand how you I don't know how you can what philosophy of judging you can resort to that would dictate a win for Carlos Diego Ferreira and not Dariush. Maybe round 3 or something, right? Maybe one of the rounds. But Jared Millau, what were you watching, homie? Someone needs to ask him. There better be an interview. I want you to explain to me what you saw, even though the metrics Dariush won, which weren't super important. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't know. Jared Millau, and he's not even a good ref.
No, and Jared Millau's a better ref too, man.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
Killed, man.
Yes, with his eyes just looking around as someone's dying in the corner. You know what I'm saying? The stars are out tonight. You know what I'm saying? He's not paying any damn attention. Anyway, yeah. So you can continue with the thing with what you were saying. I just wanted to interject shit on.
No, I didn't have much to say. But no, again, Beneil was very. I kind of like and don't like. Beneil's very. I mean, he always was a pressure striker, but now he just ramps it up to max levels all the time now. He just
really
creates
ridiculous.
Exchanges.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not anything engaging kind of ish.
Without the chin.
Yes.
Or the endurance, yeah.
Or the speed, or the super sharp counters, or the endurance, a lot of things.
He needs to not fight.
But no, I love to see the grappling. I remember there's one exchange, man. It was really cool. I forget when. I think Beneil took CDF down, and he was trying to dope mount him, which is where you slide your leg in between. It's like a reverse half guard for those of you who don't know what dope mount is. But then CDF continued to roll through and killed it as he went, and he was able to recover guard. I probably should have took notes on like myself. That's my bad. But
I'll find it in the thing and put a clip up.
No, it was really. I really like to see that, like, because I really thought I was like, oh, Benil's about to pass his guard really easily, like as he take him down or like off an exchange or something. But CDF did a good job of reversing that. Again, the grappling exchanges of the fight were really good overall.
They're great.
But the main reason CDF lost, man, even though CDF was super good off his back and really didn't even like get beat up too bad or anything like that on the ground, he had no control of the exchanges, man. He would be taken down, get put in a bad spot, probably get past the half guard, have to fight out of that,
recover,
get reversed, fight after that. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was fighting out a losing deficit in each exchange on the ground. Even though he was doing super good stuff on the bottom, Benil always was one step ahead because he could initiate these exchanges on the feet. Because CDF really did not like the pressure and the immediate striking game of Benil.
Immediate is the key word there, because Dariush came out of the gate looking like the usual, like the skilled striker that minus the athleticism from the equation he is. He started off looking. I mean, he's not a fast guy, but for him, he looked fast. He was sharp. He was on point. I think the first exchange that they had, I can't remember if it was the first one. It doesn't matter. The first exchanges, a few of them went like this. Carlos threw a right body kick. It kind of landed, but Benil parried it across his body, let it go, waited for Carlos to return it to stance, and right when he bore weight on the leg, he threw a really hard counter switch kick, right, to that leg. Like, bam, clap, beautiful. Just great read of the thing. Bam, hit him right there. Carlos Ferreira does this thing where he'll have his rear leg back because he's an orthodox fighter, and he'll it's like how Nate Diaz was doing against both him and Nate Diaz this against Anthony Pettis. He'll pick up his rear knee and kind of lift it up so as to front kick, but not without always front kicking. He will sometimes, and then switch stances into stuff, right? Like he's always picking up his rear knee and kind of putting it in front of him to where he's almost switching stances. And the first or second time he did that, Benny D was landing a counter right hook off it every time. I mean, he's glad, and you could see it kind of wake up CDF. Fast left straights. I mean, not left straights. Fast 1-2. I wish Dariush would stay in his stance and not throw these overhands where he leans all the way in. Even before he gets tired, he'll do this. He'll throw the jab, right? He'll jab and then he'll like this. I don't know why he does that. Just straighten it out. You know what I'm saying? But then he would lean away and throw a check thing. He did a really cool thing where I think CDF tried to like throw something up the rear leg. Maybe it was a front kick, maybe it was a round kick, and he countered by throwing a low kick to the standing leg. Right? He was doing good. His pace, he was just pacing him up in the beginning. Then he shot for a takedown, and a really cool, like Trayvon mentioned, grappling exchange occurred where I think Benil was able to like drag him down with the body lock or something, but then CDF pulled Maplata. Benil Dariush had to work out of it. And by the time that whole exchange, and it was a high-paced grappling exchange.
Yeah,
I just unplugged my headset. Give me a second.
Okay, I'm feeling the time. No, and like when the omoplata attempt, I just rewatching it right now. Mm-hmm. CDF is doing a good job stuffing the head. He had a lot of space, but he used that space to shoot for an omoplata when he probably could have used that space to circle out or do anything like that, or do something like that, or reframe to get more space or catch something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he used that space to shoot an omoplata, and then I just remembered too. I completely forgot about this. CDF hurt him really bad with that knee to the body in the first.
No. Dariush hurt him.
So Dariush did. Yeah, Dariush did. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I was going to comment on
that. Which was very nice, and that won him the first round for sure. But like again, the whole grappling exchange of the fight were really good. You can go back ahead.
Well, I was just about to comment on that knee you mentioned actually, because CDF does the shift he'll do. Like he shifted into lefty for a little bit, and then he came in on something, and Dariush stepped in with this knee, and the man puts his fucking hands on his knees, and it looked like Dariush could see that he's gonna level change because he starts coming in like this, like to load up the uppercut, and then the guy level changes. For some reason, he throws a low left hook. I don't know why he didn't throw the uppercut with the knee. Like it looked as though he anticipated the level change from Ferreira, but he didn't do anything about it. But yeah. Rest of the fight, really cool exchanges. Like Trayvon said, those are pretty much all the notes I took on that. It was just
the dope down attempt was in the start of round 2 because he took him down off a body lock really nicely.
Yeah, he's good at that.
And he tried to fight his left leg in between, but CF did a good job of like rotating with it just to kind of reset and regard back.
Agreed.
Or attempt to regard back.
Lots of really cool exchanges, and I want to talk about how he prevented the back take in round 3 and how it's the same thing he did in their first fight. But at the end, Dariush had his back, and Ferreira does this really cool thing where he grabs one of the hooks and he pulls it all the way across his body so he can start working like around to get out of the thing. I think he did that in the first fight too, and he might have ended up putting Dariush on his back at the end of round 3.
No, like again, man. Just my last point for this fight, man. Like CDF did a really good job off of his back, but or like defensively in terms of like staying safe through a lot of bad spots. But again, his process is really bad, man. Like again, rewatching, like I'm seeing certain things. Like our there's this exchange like at like around 3:10 of the second. Like he gets himself an underhook, does a good job of swimming for an underhook, and has probably space to like get space to hip out, but he shoots for a triangle, and that just leads to like a scramble. And then he gets his back, not his back taken, but gets like body locked against the cage.
And
Just causes too much
regrounded.
commotion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then he gets regrounded again, and it's like that's a losing battle in the big picture. Like.
No, there's a time and place though for those things, like the leg entanglements he would hit, which I'll probably put a little sequence of. They do create space, but you have to use that space to get up. You know, you can't re-engage in the same game over and over again because you're going to lose in the scorecards.
No, yes, pretty much exactly, yes.
But yeah. Congrats to Benny D. He made it. We need to discuss this because this is valid. We've talked about this before. I don't know if we talked about it on the recording or not, but he made a really good point. The UFC. Those two, even though I don't know how they'd fare against the top 5 guys or top 7 guys, whatever, need to not be fighting each other. Like the UFC.
Yes, man.
They don't like.
Yeah. No, yeah. He said it. We've said it before a lot. Benil said it. The freaking goat. That's why I love Benil.
So did Oliveira. Oliveira said it too. They fed him everyone at the bottom until he just couldn't lose to them anymore.
Like this fight was a
waste of time in my opinion.
It was just there. Like yeah, it was like what does this like. It didn't advance anything. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like this fight didn't advance. It was a rematch of a fight they had years ago, where they're both now top 10 guys. Well, Benil's been a top 10 guy for like damn it forever, just about. But still, you know what I mean? Like this fight. What does this fight accomplish? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't like produce anything. Like because even if CDF would have won, either of these guys winning, it like CDF already beat. He's a top 10 guy.
Yeah.
Benil's already a top 10 guy. They need to like face guys who are like higher up. You know what I mean? Or like to get bigger fights. Like now Benil this fight didn't really prove anything. You know what I mean?
He said he felt disrespected. Felt disrespected because they gave.
It was a good fight. I'm happy to watch it. You know what I mean? I wanted to see these guys fight, but
it was going to be a good fight because lightweight's just a stacked division. That's precisely why we want to see those guys at the bottom who have good fights with each other fight the top guys because they would give them good fights too. You know? Because
they're gonna cycle in. They're gonna cycle with the now Chandler's in this. They're gonna cycle in Dustin, Connor, Chandler, Poirier,
Hooker,
Gagey, Oliveira, and Ferguson with each other for like 17 straight fights, and then maybe somebody like Islam might crack in there when every once in a while. Maybe they might put RDA in there, which I think would be a terrible idea, just to like that's like the old champion and whatnot. Bring in like the new cycle the division too. You know what I mean? Like,
agreed. I mean, so let's play matchmaking for a little bit. Who what do you think is next for both of these two gentlemen?
Third fight, not Mr.
No. Yeah, we need a third.
No, okay. I want to see Oliveira get a title shot. Me personally, so I don't want either of them to fight Oliveira.
Agreed.
Like, okay, since Benil won, in terms of like people, I was about to say Chandler, but I was like, Chandler might be in the title contender. But no, even still, Chandler's fine. You could give Benil like Tony Ferguson. You could give Benil like a lot of guys. You know what I mean? Like maybe Connor. No.
Why do we like Benil? Why are we doing that to him?
I know. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't. Okay, yeah. The thing is, I don't really see him beating these good guys. But still, like put him in there with them. I was about to say RDA, but I forget their teammates.
Oh, they are, aren't they? Wait, are they? Does RDA still train with Cordero?
That's a good question.
No, I thought he was with Perillo now. RDA's with Perillo.
He might be.
Pretty sure.
But no, yeah, I mean, like if you want to do RDA, that's cool. But yeah, okay, I'm about to look up the rankings right now.
Same. I just pulled them up.
Yeah, you spurred me in the moment. Because Benil is, he's 13. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, yeah. So like, I feel like he's gonna be stuck in the RDA, Dan Hooker, Paul Felder like class.
Same.
No, like let them like flow through. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see Benil fight Tony. I think it's a good fight.
I agree with you. I would say here's what he said. Let's play 155 matchmaking real fast. So Diego Ferreira just lost. So I'm gonna go to him later. I think what we could see, I would want to see Islam Makhachev fight RDA because that was already supposed to happen.
Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah.
Kevin Lee shouldn't even be in these rankings.
Yes. Oh my goodness, man! I just realized that.
He shouldn't. I know his last win at lightweight was a fantastic knockout of Greg Gillespie, but he has been so inconsistent at this division. He's been checkerboarding losses. He lost to Ali Quinta, who then went on to lose a shit ton of fights. He then got finished by a guy who should be fighting. and he hasn't fought in forever. I don't know why he's still in these rankings. But it should be Islam Makhachev, RDA. I would give Beneil to Tony Ferguson. I really would. It makes sense.
Yeah.
We can make maybe Dan Hooker versus CDF.
Dan Hooker and CDF is a good fight. Yeah. Dan Hooker and CDF. I like that fight as well.
It should be Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. They should take Khabib off these rankings because he retired. He's even said, I don't, like, why am I still here? Like, why am I here? Michael Chandler, who should Michael Chandler fight?
Him and Gaethje should fight.
Agreed. Good point. Him and Gaethje should fight. Conor McGregor should fight. I like John Ennick's take on this, actually. He should fight. What is he going to do in the division? He's not going to take, I think they should give him to, what's the motherfucker's name? Nate Diaz, just for the third fight, just cause.
Yeah, man. Like we talked about this with the Conor fight, man. But like, what type of he's not the guy to fight like a Diego Ferreira or Paul Felder anymore. Like he just like I can't picture that. Like
they're not gonna. I really think
no. I think he should. I think he should fight these type of guys, man. I think it's important for him to fight these type of guys
as an athlete.
Yes, you know what I mean. It's important. Like I think he should clothesline Paul Felder. He should smack CDF. But like, it's still good for him to like face these type of guys. But yeah, because like him fighting Paul Felder is like, I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Or him fighting CDF is like,
well, they're not gonna.
You know what I mean?
Connor's also the UFC's not going to treat him like a contender.
That too, yes.
Yeah, they always.
Yeah.
How many times have they headlined a card without a title fight? A few times recently.
And Connor's
most of the time. Yeah.
Yes. Like, yeah, is it going to be like like UFC South Dakota Conor versus CDF? Like, hell no, they're not doing it.
Who the fuck is CDF? CDF, who? That's not going to make for a good trash talk exchange.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's got to be, like Conor and Nate's a reasonable one. If the transition to talking about Conor, but if Conor beats Nate, put him in there, like make him like get like
Michael
the Chandler versus Gaethje winner or something like that. You know what I mean? Something like that. Whatever, you know.
Then give him a title shot or something.
But, you know what I mean?
Like, there's no reason he should still be in the title. And we're going to get on a tangent, but this is a valuable tangent, right? Because we're talking about the constant clash between meritocracy and what do we want to call it? Capitalism, I guess. The money game that goes on in the UFC. So on the one hand, we as purists and as fans of the athletes want to see the best fight the best, and we also want the best opportunities for the best, right? So someone whose resume justifies their position in the top 5 or their presence in the title picture should be fighting up there, right? And why is McGregor in that picture still? At lightweight, he is 1 and 2, and in his last 2 he's lost. So he should. I mean, he's rightfully ranked number 6. But why is Dana White still talking about putting a number 6 guy in a rematch with the guy who's ranked number 1, who just got knocked out by for the belt? When have we ever done that? We've done it. No, I don't think we've ever done instant contender rematches for the title. I don't think we've ever. When have we done that? When have we done that? He just got cleaned. He just got knocked out. McGregor just got knocked out in round 2. Makes no sense. There's no reason to make that rematch. He's ranked number 6, which is I think a good ranking for him. We shouldn't be doing that. We should get Charles Oliveira, even though now this is the argument contrarians will make. I don't like the argument, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Oliveira, his 2 best ones at lightweight right now are his last 2. Tony Ferguson, which is just a clean domination, and then Kevin Lee, who did technically fight for a title. But before that, he wasn't fighting the best guys. That's not his fault. It doesn't mean he wasn't ready. It's because the UFC kept feeding him the fucking cannon fodder, you know? But he has so many wins that I would say it doesn't matter who he fought. It's time for him to get a title shot. Yeah,
I agree.
I think the UFC, and the thing is, they can build, because these fights would be so good. You know what I'm saying? They'd be so good. They can build recognition. Like, everyone knows Joaquin Buckley now because that crazy fucking thing he did. Everyone, even if you don't know, it's like, oh, that's the black dude who jumped up into the spinning karate kick, right?
No, yeah, man. Like, no. He got. I remember hearing. They mentioned him on the commentary, like during the card. They were like, yeah, man, in 2020 with the short notice fights and all that, this is your time to make yourself a star, like Kevin Holland or Joaquin Buckley. And like Joaquin Buckley just lost his last fight. You know what I mean? Like,
to someone no one knew about. But the point is,
you know what I mean? But yeah, they can build. They can make people, like, again, on another note, like they can make people care about these guys.
Yeah.
But it's not keeping them in the same talent pool. You have to like let some crossover happen. You know what I mean?
You do. Because like, let's say someone really good, like, I don't know who. Let's just pick some random fucking guy. Let's say Gregor. He wouldn't. But let's say Gregor Gillespie fights Conor McGregor and he just wrestle fucks him, then arm triangles him around 3. People are gonna fall. He's gonna have 1 million followers on Instagram. People are gonna be interested in seeing his next fight. And McGregor could then go fight Nate Diaz, and that fight would never lose its mystique, you know. But now Gregor Gillespie generates more revenue when he fights next. You know what I'm saying? And by its mystique, I don't mean amongst you and I. I'm talking about amongst fans, amongst people who are going to purchase the pay-per-view. So I think the UFC, in a way, overvalues the people who make them tremendous amounts of money and doesn't do a good job with matchmaking such that they can produce new stars. There are plenty of guys in here who could become great. Like when you watch Fight of the Year contenders and things like that. I mean, again,
we deviated a lot, but it's still a good talk. I'll talk with my friends on Twitter, man, and they were talking about how like there's so many like to me easy opportunities to make people stars or whatnot. Like I have no idea how like Max Holloway isn't like one of the biggest like fight celebrities in
the world.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Max Holloway should be a household name. He is entertaining as hell as a fighter, and 2, highly skilled. I think the second was most important overall, but like he's highly entertaining because he fights at a tremendous pace, puts together combinations, is really freaking good.
He's hilarious.
And like he's really expressive. So even if you don't like his personality, I like Max Holloway. He's really fun. He's expressive. Like he's like, you know who he is. You know what I mean?
People will recognize him because he makes his presence.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I have no idea how he isn't a popular star. Or people like Izzy. Oh my gosh, dude, he's a freaking weeb, like anime dork nerd who like is like does Matrix stuff. How is he not like big as hell, man? Like
people kind of know about him, but not.
But like still, you know what I mean?
It's like in pockets. Like people like because you know Max Holloway. Like people don't understand. Like he popular. You know that the bottle cap challenge where you do the spinning wheel kick thing at the.
He started that.
He didn't start it. His actor friend sent it to him, and that ended up being a fucking emote in Fortnite. Like you can push the button in the thing. Like you can actually do that in Fortnite. So I mean, but people don't like know he popularized it. You know, or he plays with he streams Call of Duty Warzone. He played with fucking like Nick Merckx and Tim the Tapman and big name streamers who have like a fucking giant following on Twitch and YouTube. You know, but it's like it's in these pockets. I mean, he should be up there with McGregor. You know what I'm saying? He should be up. So should Israel Adesanya because love him or hate him, he's got a personality. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't know. It's so I agree with you, but it's not even that.
And it's about building. It's about building the guys as they come up. So like Oliveira like you could tell they were giving him cannon fodder because they had no plans for him. They were just giving him guys, and then now he's elite, and it's like, oh, well, we didn't expect that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like, okay, damn. Like it was like that, and it was like that with Max too. They were just giving him guys. They're like, bro, you're fun. Fight this guy. He's like, okay, and then like, wait a minute, bro, you're like on a 12-fight win streak. What the hell just happened? Snap. You know what I mean? Like.
And it turns out he happened to just be one of the best in the world, not just.
I know, yeah, exactly. Like, oh, wait a minute. You're like top 10 pound for pound.
Top 3 or 4 pound for pound, man. That guy's
yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh wow, you know.
He's goated. But
how did that happen?
But here's the final point in this. The final point on this is something you said. I think it's the fact that the promotion has plans for where a fighter's record, his resume doesn't plan itself, right? Doesn't plan for the fighter itself. Like it's a promotion, so of course they need to put on fights that people care about because they need to generate revenue. That's just the world we live in. But for them to say for you to say we didn't have any plans for Charles Oliveira, even though he developed like this crazy winning resume against people in the lightweight division, it shouldn't depend on whether or not the company has plans for Oliveira if he gets a title shot. You know what I'm saying? Like whether he gets a title shot shouldn't depend on whether or not they have plans for him. He did enough to warrant a title shot. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be up to Dana White and the fucking Tuesday night matchmaking meetings, whatever he talks about all the time. Whether or not somebody has a title shot, it should be, we're going to put this fight together because the pedigree, or rather the resume between these two fighters warrants it. You know, that's how prize fighting should be looked at. But at the end of the day, you know, that we know it's not. And we can argue for it all day. What I'd be happy with is if we injected more meritocracy into the thing, because we can never get rid of the fact that it is prize fighting, that it is showmanship, you know. It is an event that we want people to consume sort of casually in a way, you know. So.
Oh, yes.
That's a long tangent, but now that's okay because there's not too much to say about the next
Exactly,
two.
Yeah, that's about it. No, so Cape Mentoja was really weak, man.
Oh, fuck, I even forgot we were talking about that.
Cape has a capability of having entertaining fights, but this was just terrible. It was just Yeah, nothing really happened, man. Like,
I didn't even watch it. I remember watching him showboating for no damn reason. That's what I saw. And
yeah, I don't like that. That's annoying. Like, I'm very cool with showboating, but like,
you need to be making things happen. Like, you need to be doing
yeah,
things.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Even if you're getting your ass whooped, there's even a way to showboat off of that. But like, nothing's even happened. You're just like losing like smooth, and then you showboat. It's like,
I mean, like
you know
the one thing we can give Nate Diaz credit for is that he loses in a badass way. He fucking slap you and fucking talk shit as you're hitting him. You know
there's a way to showboat if even if you can fade it up. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I'm still here, cuz, at the very least.
You know you can't fucking like when Nick said win or lose, he still hits like a bitch.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, motherfucker wasn't doing anything. He's just losing in a boring but clean fashion, and then like, oh, your kick went way over there. It's like, homie, what are you doing? Like, ain't nobody want to watch this horrible fight.
Like, at least he's throwing a kick.
Yeah, way out there is where all the fans are going, man. Yes, this is piss break time.
But no, yeah, Pantoja. I mean, he did stuff. He won the fight. I mean, I like flyweight, but this was just bad. Nothing good comes out of this. They're just there. Yeah. On to the next. Clay Guida versus Michael Johnson, bro. I have to be first, okay? Too. I thought Michael Johnson could not go any lower. Last week, I was like, I know who Michael Johnson is. I know, I know who he is. Trust me. But I was like, there's no way Clay Guida can give him the problems and then possibly submit him. I said no. No, that's not gonna happen. I'm pretty sure, as sure as I can be, but within reasonable levels, that Michael Johnson was going to be safe and win this fight. He should win this fight. And he just got dominated, to be honest with you, man. He was getting outstruck, out-grappled, clearly. When he had his back in round 3, when Clay Guida had his back, I was cracking up so hard. I was like, no, this cannot happen.
I was dead. I was talking to the dude I was watching with. I was like, no.
Me too. I was like, bro. I was like, no, man. I was like, no. I was like, this cannot happen, man. Like, cause legit last week, I was like, okay. I was like, not even like Clay Guida is not even the type of guy to do the rear naked choke thing to Michael Johnson, which always happens to him.
And he did.
And he almost, I know.
This close. 40 years of age or whatever, he just fucking put it on again.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, man. Like, Michael Johnson, man. Oh man, he should just stop. He just looked terrible all the way through. Clay Guida was tagging him.
Who gets tagged by Clay Guida though? Like, who gets tagged by right hands by Clay Guida? Oh my god, it was sad. Just sad.
Yeah, man. Like yeah, man. Like, you were just giving him the hands, taking him down that way. Also, just everything. Like, Michael Johnson still quick but looked slower. His takedown defense was terrible. I've seen him defend takedowns way better.
Yep.
His grappling was the same, which is,
which is to say it sucked. Yeah.
Decision making was still poor. Like, this fight was just bad, man. It was just
sad because I like Michael Johnson and he should have a better record than he does. We've been over this stuff,
I know,
so we
yes.
Go back down it, but yeah.
That fight was just
brutal to watch.
Yeah.
If you're a fan.
I was entertained though. I was entertained watching the whole thing.
It was hilarious crazy, for like a really tragic reason. It was like dirty comedy.
Yes, I was like, wow.
It was like bad. I couldn't.
So on to what we said should have been the main event, but we're kind of happy it wasn't. Corey Sandhagen absolutely annihilated Frankie Edgar. Which is unfortunate, you know what I mean? Like, Frankie got put to damn sleep, man. God
I was worried about
damn.
They weren't. The commentary was trying to like talk about like, oh, what a beautiful knockout, but their eyes glued to make sure Edgar was gonna wake up.
You know, it's bad when like they don't like pan over to the guy. Like,
yeah.
they don't like show because they're like, bro, is he like good? And they're like,
yeah,
like, keep the camera over here.
What if he died? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know, he wasn't close to it, I'm sure, but just. That's the thought that goes through these people's minds. It's like, we don't want to record someone dying on camera, so let's keep.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, man. Wish the fight was long. We talked about this before. I mean, obviously, I think Sandhagen would have won. Frankie is not in his prime anymore. He still probably could have given him a really good test.
I mean,
it's really unfortunate. On a funny note, say it again.
I mean, he did well against Pedro Munoz, who's like a decent guy.
He did, yeah. I think it's unfortunate. Frank Edgar's finally fighting in his right division, and he's still fighting guys that are like 6 foot tall, which is like, man, like,
yeah,
that's hilarious, man. The guys are the same size as he goes lower. He's like he's fighting a 6 foot tall guy damn near, that like can jump like 2 inches and like knock him out with the fight. He just
I couldn't even just because he's already. He didn't even. Frankie was even crouched, standing upright, and he's just small. And it was sad to watch. I don't know if that type of technique would have been there or inevitable the whole time. When things like that happen in round 2, you kind of think, okay, this is more reasonable. But I would like to see the fight play out.
Yeah, like 30-second fight, nothing you can really say for. Good timing on Sandhagen. He just timed the steps really well. Timed him walking into like the knee. Low percentage thing. Can't really take much from it. Sandhagen's obviously very, very good.
You have to be good to do that. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Made a very nice read there. Had some good timing just off the rip immediately. Got a nice knockout. Want to see him fight some good guys, but like pretty much only guy left for him is like a title shot. To be honest with you, man.
The winner of Aljo Petrian, because Aljo.
And especially if Jan wins, that'll be pretty fire. I ain't gonna lie.
To be honest, I think Jan smokes Sandhagen. I really do. I think he forces him into a fight he can't win. But
well, okay, you have it. We'll see. I rate Jan very highly, very, very highly. But I think Sandhagen can give him some problems, man.
I think he can, but I think eventually Jan wears him. I really do. I think he'll backs him up and gets him.
Okay, that's cool. If the fight happens, we'll talk about that later. I want to see that fight as well. Bantamweight is awesome. Corey Sandhagen is awesome. Frank Edgar, man, end of his time as an elite guy, man. I remember the days. I've been watching forever, but I remember the days where Frank Edgar like would get hurt, and it was just like, this is terrible. Like he's gonna survive. He's just gonna survive. He's gonna make it through.
Somehow.
And he would. Yeah. And then now, he just not.
Your brain can't handle that type of repeated devastation.
Yeah, it just can't. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you're taking a punch from Gray Maynard, like, even though those punches he didn't get knocked out, those damaging shots. Well, he still feels them to this day, man.
To be honest, that jumping knee was brutal. I think that has the potential to knock anyone out.
Yeah, I think they would just knock him out. Period. You know what I mean? Like no matter who, like
at what point in his
prime
career?
Frank Edgar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jumping knees are hard to survive.
Yes, like exactly. But yeah, it's not, especially not good like happening now, man. Like that shot was just rough.
And the funny thing is, there's a comment. He moved in 3 different weight classes. 2/3 of them, he would always have a chance to lose to Aldo again because Aldo's now at 135.
That's hilarious! Oh my gosh, man! I just thought about that again. Oh my goodness, man.
So
that's funny, man.
Yeah. Anyway, you don't like to see it. That sucks. That was hard. Even though you might not like his opinions and things he says, and you don't want to see that happen to him. He's a good guy, and I'm glad he got up. He's gonna fight again. Sadly, people like that should be forced to retire. That's just you have a family, man. Anyway, do you want to go on the other tragic event of last night?
Yeah, we'll end that off. We're ending off on a really sad note here.
Yeah.
With the Michael Johnson, Frank Edgar, and Alistair Overeem trifecta of Michael Johnson. You should probably retire. Frank Edgar. You should probably retire. And Overeem, you like death.
Take a hat off for this one. We're gonna hats off.
Yeah, man. Overeem, you the guy, man. You've been fighting forever, dude. Like fighting damn near as long as I've been born. I think literally as long as Armand has been born.
21. Make 20. Let's see what his first fight was. Let's see. Alistair Overeem.
He started fighting in 99, I believe.
About to pull it up.
Yeah, he started fighting in October 24th, 1999.
Jesus Christ. I thought his middle name. His nickname was The Ream. He changed it to the Demolition Man?
No, the Demolition Man was his original nickname. Freaking casual. Oh, my goodness.
I don't follow heavyweight like that.
No. He was the Demolition Man when he was like in Overeem mode. And then he was like killing people. And they just called him The Ream because they're like, this guy out here just destroying people, looking like Hercules. Nice
Econoreem. Man, so yeah, October. So this is almost an exact 5 months after I was born.
His first fight was like right before I turned 2. So
this was literally 1 day shy of 5 months after I was born. Because I was born May 25th, 1999. So this is October 24th, 99. So it's like 4 months and like 29 days or 30 days or however many. That's crazy.
Yeah, he fought like 2 weeks before I turned 2. So like he's been fighting forever.
How many fights is this motherfucker? Jesus, 66 fights. Come on, son. And a no contest.
MMA fights and
K1. And man, look, let's play some respect in Overeem's name. Very skilled. he knocked out Badr Hari. You know what I mean? He's a skilled striker, good on the ground. He's a good fighter, man. It's just he's old. And he's been not only is he old, he's not like a Yoel Romero 40 years, or even to stretch it, a DC 40-year-old. He's been fighting for so long, and he's been knocked out so many times. that I mean, he was getting knocked out by Chuck Liddell in Pride. I mean, think about how I was in third grade. You know, I'm a 21-year-old man now. That's man. And we didn't even have to get into the technique of this. It just looked like Alistair was afraid to engage. He wanted to look like he knew he needed or wanted to get to the clinch. Couldn't get any work 1 or 2 times he got to it. Volkov looked like a giant. And that's a good win for Volkov, but not really. Because like Derek Lewis would do him like that. People would... And I don't know. This is the worst Overeem we've ever seen. It's kind of like we saw the slight revival and now it's over.
Yeah, Overeem, man, that was pretty bad. Him getting knocked down. Not even knocked down. He just got hit hard and was like, he just gave up. It's fine. It's okay. He gave up. It's cool. It's cool to say. It's not bad. He just gave up. But like, it was just.
I mean, he didn't get knocked out. He went down and starts crawling. You know what I'm saying? Because it's over. It's over. He didn't instantly go back.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Like again, I say this again for the 20th time. For one, you guys, it's okay to give up. Fighters give up in a lot of different ways. A lot, like, trust me. The best fighters you know and the best fighters you've seen, they give up in a lot of different ways. Overeem is a kind of serial give upper, but still, no, like he just got the life beat out of him, man. He just got it was sad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad the fight got stopped. I'm glad he gave up. You know what I mean?
Volkov looked like he knew as well. It was like he put him down and went over.
Volkov's like, bro, let me just. I don't even want to hit him no more, man.
I mean, he sent him back to his fucking toddler years and crawling on his knees and shit. Like, he couldn't walk anymore.
Yes.
Man, I mean, like, here's the, we love fighting, but you also have to understand these are people who are taking brain damage, yes, for money, but also for entertainment. That's where it starts. If we don't watch, if no one's entertained, there's no money, there's no fights. And when I watched this, 6'4", 250-pound man crawling in this fetal way, it made me uncomfortable. It made me feel like I wasn't watching a fight anymore. I was watching something that involved a victim. You know what I mean? I didn't like watching it. And I say this all the time, and it sounds dramatic, but that's how it feels. That's how it felt at the end of the Tony Ferguson Gaethje fight. Felt like a deer in the headlights. That's how it felt in every recent Cowboy fight. That's how it's felt. Anytime Diego Sanchez has fought recently, that one more in the mental health.
And again, man, Diego Sanchez especially, man. Like, Diego Sanchez is just tough as hell. It's clear as day to see. Like, in the fights now, he just doesn't like fight. He gives up in the fights. Like, he's not the same fighter he is. You know what I mean? Like, he's just broken. And like, you see that with all guys, man. You see it like with Mike Tyson or like.
Yeah, even he's admitted it. Mike Tyson's like, I just don't have this in my heart anymore. Like, I'm just.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, when guys when they get old, man, and like it's just like they get the life beaten out of them. You know what I mean? Like the vigor.
And it's not that they're any left tough. It's that they've had a cycle of birth, a life, and then the death of their fighting career. You know.
Yeah.
And like even Dan Hooker has said, I'm done. Many of these people keep doing it for money because like Dan Hooker was saying, I'm not good at anything else. I have to keep fighting. I haven't made $1 million in this thing. So we ended this on a sad note, but
we sure as hell did, bruh.
But it's appropriate because we got a 40-year-old man who's been knocked out more times than probably more time. I mean, 19 losses. How many of those have been damn near dead? We talked about the underrated loss to
15 knockout losses in his MMA career.
He got finished by Badr Hari. Look, not only that, after being sent into the fucking ethereal realm by Francis Ngannou, not even a year later, right? Like, what is this? Like 6 months, 7 months, and 7 days later, Curtis Blades fucking put a bullet wound in his head with his elbows. You know what I mean? Then Jairzinho Rozenstruik tore his lip off, and then
Harris was beating his ass.
Well, don't forget that. He was, and then Alexander Volkov just sent him back into the past, like 37 years into, you know what I'm saying? Crawling on his knee. That's just in his last 4 losses. He got knocked out by Chuck Liddell, got knocked out by Stipe Miocic, got knocked out by Travis Brown, got knocked out by Antonio. Oh my God!
Verdum wobbled him in their fight.
Verdum, low-key is low fight IQ lost in that fight, but Sergey Karatano, Mauricio Show, most of his losses are fucking stoppages. Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Yeah. No, that's not good. This guy's brain is probably so close to just collapsing on him. He's gonna die.
And it's sad too because he doesn't like, to me, like he seems pretty like intellectually like there right now. I hope he stays like that, obviously. But yeah, like.
But it's just like taking repeated car crashes. It's like having been in 7 or 8 severe car crashes. You know what I mean? You're being hit, and it's sad. It's sad. That's what it is. And he makes a lot of money every time he fights. He makes like 6 figures when he fights. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
like it's not a money thing. He's just doing it, and no one around him is telling him, "I'm not going to train you anymore." Or who knows if they are, but no gym is going to be like, "Oh, Overeem, no, you can't train here." You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. That's the tragic part of MMA. Even when guys like Bigfoot Silva get released from the UFC, they can go fight wherever the fuck they want.
Yeah, Bigfoot Silva's bad too, man.
Anyway, so on a somber note, we're gonna sign off. It was a long one. We had some rambling in there, but I think we had a good episode this week. Hope you guys liked it.
We had good for what
we're working with.
Next week is what the hell? Gilbert and Usman. No preview. I think Usman's gonna win. If he doesn't, we'll explain it. Yada yada yada. I think that's about it on the card. To be honest with you, too, man. I don't even know what's.
Yeah, we didn't get to. We're not gonna put a preview up for that one because we went for so long this week, but. We'll do an in-depth review of it, especially if it's a good fight. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming out, and have a good weekend or week. Yeah. Have a good week. See y'all.
Tom Brady just won his 7th ring, the GOAT.
43, crazy. See y'all later.
Bye.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.